superstar. Look like art in the dark. Welcome to the dope bar. If you made it past the line, you are ready, went far. Welcome to the dope bar. Raise that glass, let it crown who you are. Welcome to the dope bar. Welcome to the dope bar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, we here. Yeah. I got some other two on the way. Hare Trigga is giving Solomon a call for it. So,
yes, sir. Come on, man. Y'all know what this is. Welcome to the Dope Bar. It's your boy Blaze, Hunter Knife Wonder. Right now, I got the one and only Ninja with me right now. You feel me? Yes, sir. We waiting for the Hare Trigga. You know what I'm saying? We waiting for Solomon Childs. And when they get here, they can join us. But right now, we at the bar. What's going on with you? How you feeling, G?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry we're a little bit late. We didn't know the right time, I guess. But we're gonna do this anyway.
Straight up. Yeah, we at the bar, you know what I'm saying? So we gonna put this on Christian, you feel me? We're gonna be like, he didn't let y'all know it was EST. You know what I'm saying?
He doesn't get the times. This is not the first time he's kind of mixed up times with me. But like I said, I'm here. We could talk about what's going on for a little bit until they show up. They'll be here really quick. Hare Trigga and Solomon Childs, yeah.
Well, let's talk about
it. They both basically created what's called the WASP, the Killer Bee WASP.
Yes.
Was created in 2023 by Solomon Childs. It is the Killer Bee WASP group I'm part of. I'm the vice president. And it is a dedication to RZA, for what Solomon will say. Nice.
Hey, there we go. The dope bar, my G.
We got Hare Trigga in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Man,
I'm sorry I got mixed up on the times, bro. I'm in a different time zone, and I do apologize.
Hey, that's the thing with social media. We're all in different time zones now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to, you see how we're both sideways. If you turn the phone to the side, you'll be widescreen just like us. You know what I mean? Hold up, there it is. There. Bam! You feel me? We in there.
Bam.
Perfect.
Yes, sare. So you was telling me, you're the vice president of WASPS. Go ahead, continue.
And Hare Trigga is the CEO, so he can actually take it away now and talk about. He knows more about the WASP than anybody. Killer Bee WASP than anybody here.
Yeah. So I know it was a while ago that Solomon Childs and I had actually incorporated all this. I think it was 2022 when he had actually heard a song of mine that I'm the exclusive producer for called Wu-Tang's Tribute.
Yeah.
I wrote the bars. I had another artist kind of spit him or whatever because he was trying to, get a little noticed or whatever. We had a falling out between me and that other artist, but so I'm not going to mention his name, but I will say that I had Cody Arnold. He's the CEO of Oregon State Productions.
Okay.
And I've known him for a while. And this dude, he is so talented, bro. He could take like anything and like remake it like in a way that is so original, but like he did one with a beat from D12's Purple Pills, bro.
Yeah.
And like I swear, bro, it's the same song, but it's not. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's so crazy how I can do that.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, bro, we need this Wu-Tang style, bro.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, he did, man. And like I love the way he did it and everything, bro. And I helped engineer it, I mixed it, I mastered it, everything like that. And it was somebody through the Worldwide collaboration that actually sent it to Solomon. And Solomon said, yo, I gotta have that dude's phone number.
Yeah, first off, I want to give a shout out to Worldwide collaboration. Yo, when I tell you I don't even know how many years, all I know is this man has been pushing. And at first I was just like, God, dog, it was just because I was getting hit over the head with all his promotions. And finally I'm like, all right, so you're not going to stop. So let me see. And it's just a community of a bunch of artists, you know, doing stuff for a long time. You know, the issue I felt with it was everybody, it wasn't a team thing at first. Everybody just wanted to be LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to be, but then all of a sudden it just started growing. They started having their Zoom meetings and stuff. So I just wanted to give them a shout out. Worldwide collaborations. We see the grind, and hey, we here right. And one of the reasons we here right now with, you know, these connections because of that. So that's dope. Yeah, so
that's for real.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Like I had the connection.
One of the founding members of Worldwide Collaboration back in 2009, bro.
Oh,
I knew Chris from MySpace actually, and I was actually part of Green International before it became Worldwide Collaboration.
He had it that long, bro?
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yo, we were like 4 artists, bro, going, hey, man, go like my stuff. I'll go like yours. Hey, man, go share my stuff. I'll share yours. You know what I mean? We originated engagement, bro. Like, that's what it was all about, dude. Like, hey, man, I need comments on this post. I don't got any, man. All right, bet I got you, bro. Hey, what's up? You know, and back and forth, bro. And that's what it was, man. And that's actually how I built a fan base. You know what I mean? I started out like that with Worldwide Collaboration, bro. And it grew and grew and grew. And it's like, okay. And then, like I said, in 2022, I get told, hey, man, Solomon Childs wants your phone number. I'm like, man, is this a scam? You know, there's a lot of scams, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was skeptical. I ain't going to lie.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like, why not, right? You miss 100% of the chances you don't take. Am I right? You know, I'm like, whatever. Here's my number. And he actually called me. I was actually pulled in the parking lot, bro. I was a dishwasher at a Denny's, bro. Real talk. Dude, he hit me up. And I mean, I was stoked. I was like, whoa, wait a minute, bro. Like, I grew up listening to this dude. I grew up listening to Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, this is so crazy. How did it go from, hey, man, I'm just going to make a song just because I love these guys. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Put my best foot forward, and bam! You know what I mean? This dude's out now, like, reaching out to me, you know, talking to me. And, you know, before I knew it, man, we got to rapping about how he wants to make a group tributed to RZA, bro.
Come
and
on.
I'm like, yo, that is huge, bro. That is huge. And I remember asking him, like, why me, though? Like, you got like a million other people are trying to come up, bro. What makes me that hat out the bucket? You know what I mean? Like, what is it that, like, made you pick me? Was it random? Was it what? You know what I mean? He said, man, he goes, I checked your music out, bro. I love your style. He goes, you are one lyrical person, man. He goes, and you're a producer. You're this, you're that. You know, he's like, bro. He's like, you got it. You got exactly what I need.
Bro, that's amazing, bro. And it's crazy. It's crazy because you are inspiration in a lot of ways for like for people that just look you up, you know what I'm saying, outside of the music. It's documented with dealing with you know, homelessness, autism, ADHD, addiction, like all of that stuff is documented things. But at the end of the day, you freaking here and you putting out a bunch of classics. So like when was it when you decided, you know what? I'm not living like this, you know, no more. And I'm about to put myself first, put yourself in position to get calls from Solomon Childs. You know what I'm saying? When did that mindset switch for you?
Man, I caught that grind early on, 2006. I was a good battle rapper, bro. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I just had it, you know, and I used to just freestyle. You know, I would me and my little brother, right? You know, he was, you know, a few years younger than me. I'd take him up to like the park so he could play with his friends. and my brother has his own disabilities, you know what I mean? But I'm higher function, you know. So I kind of watch out for him, make sure, like, you know, he wasn't getting bullied, things like that, you know. And then he wasn't bullying people, you know. So and I would rap, bro. One of his friends one day heard me, bro. He goes, bro, you can rap. And I was like, thank you. The next day, bro, right-handed guy, yo, like 50 people, bro. Showed up to this park, bro. And they're like, yo, I told them you could rap. They want to hear you rap. I'm like, dang, for real like that?
Let's go.
He's like, yeah, bro, let's go. I'm like, bet. You know what I mean? So I just start freestyle off the top of the dome, bro. They're like, dang. Before I knew it, man, people just, man, I was invited to house parties, bro, as the guest MC, like all kinds of stuff, man. I'm just like, yo, this is what's up. This is what's up.
I love
and
that.
I loved it, man. I loved every moment of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but I don't got my own beats. I don't even know how to make beats. And I definitely didn't really have money to get into a studio. So I went back to school for production, bro. I actually went back, got my GED after I got sober. And I went back to I went to school. I went to Full Sail University, you know?
Yes, sir.
Like, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna do it, yo. I'm gonna be the first one of my mom's kids to go to college, bro. Cause that meant so much to my mom, bro. My mom is my biggest inspiration of why I got sober, bro.
Yes, sir.
She was
and I hear
you know what
19,
I mean?
I hear it's 19 years now.
20. I just celebrated 20 actually.
Let's go. Congrats, G.
So, and my mom, you know, she was my biggest supporter with my music, man. Her and my dad, when I was little, bro, they were like, yo, you got a talent, man. I was singing church, man. People just, they would all stop singing and just look at me, bro, when I'd be singing them hymns, bro. And they'd be like, whoa, this dude's got some talent. And I'm just like, I'm looking at him like, what? What am I doing wrong, you know? But I remember one day, man, somebody came up to me and they go, wow, stick with it, man. You can sing. You got some talent. And that's when I started writing. I was only like 4th grade, started writing, bro. You know, and I'd write poems and songs. And, yeah, bro. I just had it. I had it. I could think of things to rhyme. Like, just it came to me. You know, I grew up listening to Snoop Dogg, Wu-Tang, you know what I mean? Dog Pound, like, bro, Dr. Dre, NWA, like, go, Too Short, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I was like, yo, let's go, dude. Like, I love this stuff. I love everything about hip-hop, bro.
See, all that makes so much sense to me, bro. It really do, because see, you got, when you say that you've been writing and coming up with stuff since the 4th grade, it makes sense that you're the person to come up with something like Journey of My Darkness. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you can come up with those things is crazy. Like, was that when you, like, even with that project, was that something like you speaking of your past self or somebody out there who's still fighting that same battle? You feel me?
Yeah, because, you know, I'm a beacon of light today, you know what I mean? But you got to reach back in the dark, bro, because not everybody's in the light yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it was about, bro, was my journey through my darkness and how somebody reached out to me. And somebody helped save me. His name was Lee, man. I don't know if he's still alive or not. I lost contact with him a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I never knew his last name. You know what I mean? Because like when you go to like NAAA, they only go by first name, so it's anonymous.
Yeah.
But man, this dude took me under his wing, and he had about 9 years sober at the time when I went to rehab, and man, he changed my whole life, bro.
Amazing.
My whole life, man. You know, he got through my thick skull when nobody could, man. And he just told me, man, he's like, how much can you love your mama if you're out there smoking crack where you're sick? And I'm like, man, my mom ain't, whatever. He's like, yeah, try telling her that, dude. He opened the classroom door. The dude was like, hey, ma'am, come here. I'm like, well, he brought my mom here, bro. And he was like, all right, ma'am, tell him what you've been telling me. What? And dude, they just get different, bro. When my mom's sitting there with tears in her eyes, talking about how sick she was of me, praying that I'd go to jail so I didn't die, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that hit hard, dude. I was just like, whoa. And you know, I did, man. I hugged my mom, dude. From that moment forward, bro, I was like, yo, I'm gonna be the son you deserve.
Come on, man.
You know
that's powerful,
like, bro. It changed everything for me, dude.
Wow. That's powerful. Shout out to moms, bro.
Yeah, shout out to mom. Yeah,
for real. Sometimes when that love is that strong, sometimes you have to do the hard thing, say the hard thing, to let them understand how serious it is. And it's a blessing that she got through to you. Real talk.
yeah, it is, man. She was the one who put me in rehab. Everything. I was mad at her at first. She kind of, told, "Oh, you can go to the doctor. Just tell them what kind of pills you want." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Oh yeah, say that, And my mom leaves. She's like, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom." She dips out. And I'm like, "Man, I'm stuck here." But it's the best decision I ever made, man. And I know she only did it because she loved me and she had to do what she had to do. But it definitely led me to where I'm at today. I wouldn't be here today without my sobriety, bro. And like I said, that led me to going back to school.
Yeah.
And I even had a job as a security guard back in 2008 for a Starbright Entertainment in Detroit, and I was there as a security guard. But I started to engage and network with a lot of these local artists and producers. And this one dude, he produced his own record. And I'm like, bro, how'd you do that? He's like, man, you want to know something? You can go to school for it. You could actually get a free studio setup and everything.
Come on.
And I'm like, bro, I'm going to do that. I didn't have money for studio equipment. I didn't have money for a studio, And he's like, yeah, and they'll teach you how to use it and everything. And I was like, bet. And then that's when I did, man. I started studying for my GED, and bam, 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 And now fast forward, I just, put music out because I love it, bro. You know what I mean? I just do it because it's therapeutic for me. It helps me stay sober and it helps others. And that's really why I did it, man. And then and then after I worked with Solomon, man, it led me to some great things, dude. I got to work with Run DMC. I've gotten to work with Eminem. I've gotten to work with Snoop. I've gotten to work with Stevie Stone, Shaheem, Method Man, bro. It's crazy, bro. Like,
that's fine. All because you were betting on yourself, bro. All because you were putting yourself out there. You know what I'm saying? Going to them open mics, going to those events, doing what you needed to do. You stayed ready so you ain't have to get ready, bro. For real. That's big.
Yes, sir. You just said a mouthful, bro.
Yes, sir. I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but we got somebody in the chat. Shout out LB Signan said, "Did you know that Hare Trigga kicked P. Diddy in the dick one time?" We just need to know.
I'd be the man to do it, bro. I didn't go to none of his parties. You know what I mean?
He kind of did that in a way because, he joined Hare Trigga joined a series that we started a couple of years ago called WWC Off the Grid. It was worldwide collaboration presented Off the Grid. And 2 days later, P. Diddy tried to call his album Off the Grid. And it was like eyes came on us because of that mainly. And P. Diddy went down. And so we kind of all kicked him in the dick. If you think about
it. Yes, sir. Hold on, let us take over, man. We don't touch little kids, bro. We protect them. We take for the children.
That's right.
Facts.
That's right. Kids are the future. That's big. Yes, sir. Yeah, you don't mess with kids.
At all. Me, bro, whether it's my own or not, bro. Real talk.
Big facts.
I want none of that shit happen around me.
Bro, especially when you have your own and that type of stuff exists, it gets you an extra protection mode, bro.
You know what I mean? Yo, you think, what the hell is wrong with people, bro?
Oh, I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? It ain't happening to her. She's gonna stay safe. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I got kids like
nieces.
You gotta protect them.
Little sisters, facts, big facts. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate, definitely appreciate, both of y'all off rip being, the stand up individuals that y'all are. You feel me? Like a lot of people in this game, they don't care about being stand-up individuals. A lot of them, they just care about that money, that fame, and that, which is why a lot of them are getting wrapped up in these scandals and things that they're in now. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that that's that mainstream lifestyle. I noticed that y'all got so much music. Y'all done so much music with so many heavy hitters, but yet you're not all over the mainstream. You know, you got that underground fan base. Do you prefer to have that underground style, or is there any type of goal to get to a mainstream level, but without all the mainstream BS?
You know what? If we became mainstream, it'd be without the BS. But if it don't happen, it ain't the end of the world, man. Like I said, I do this because it's therapeutic for me, and I help others get and stay sober. Mental health activist. You know what I mean? Like I get back to my community. I'm involved in my community. I actually work as a DSP worker for people with disabilities and everything else, bro. Like real talk to me, it's not about getting rich. It's just about being able to say, "Hey, man, I did it." You know,
Yes, sir.
if I get rich one day, great. I would give back so much, dude. Like because I never had anything, bro. Like Eminem, right? You know, he came from the gutter, bro, and dude, he does so many good things. Like he just actually
Yeah.
opened a sobriety house, bro. And it's like that's what's up. That's what's up. Like that's what we need. We need people that are, you know, as they rise, are gonna give back because that's what it's about.
And it's
But
crazy.
yeah, I think it's financial freedom, though. You know what I mean? Real
Big fact.
talk. But,
You know that don't ever hurt. You know what I mean?
right.
But it's crazy. How long has him had that sobriety thing open? How long has he had it open?
Oh, I think I just seen something about it. Like I think 2 days ago.
Oh dang! So it's fairly new.
Fairly new, yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And man, I mean, I see people in the comments like, "Yo, if I didn't need another reason to love Eminem, and I just found one." You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, it's cool. It is really cool, man. And he gives back the way he does. He's always done that, man.
Yeah.
Even when I lived in Detroit, bro, he was always, you know, on the radio stations and giving back to different charities and communities, bro, and trying to help kids and struggling families, single mother families, even low income families with fathers. He didn't care, man. He's like, oh,
it's crazy. It's crazy how the media don't want to highlight none of that. You know, they want to highlight any type of drama or, you know, he said something about his baby mom again, and they want to highlight that stuff, but don't want to highlight none of the good, none of the charities, none of the things that he's done.
Right, exactly. You know, it's like, come on, man. You know, dude's out here doing a lot of good things. You know, let's put some shine on that.
Facts.
The media is the media, bro. That's how they are. They twist everything, bro.
Everything.
I learned that from a young age because my dad was a boxing coach.
Yeah.
And my brother, my older brother, was a 2-time junior Gold Glove boxing champion. As a matter of fact, he made history in Lansing, Michigan because of it. And I'm telling you, bro, the media was all about it and da-da-da-da-da. And I was there when they interviewed him, and then I read the newspaper, and I'm like, bro, he didn't say like half this crap.
That's crazy.
Like, yo, come on, man. Like, and that's when he told me, he's like, yeah, the media's messed up, isn't it? And I'm like, yeah. How'd they get that from this? You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. And that's why I always try to prepare people. One of the things that I do is I talk to a lot of young talent, and I talk to just other indie artists and try to prepare them for this business. One of the main things you got to have right over your rap skills, over your work ethic, is your mental health. You have to have your mental health on point, because this game comes with a lot of snakes. The media is one of those snakes. Social media is another one of those vessels for them snakes. They're going to take words out of context. They're going to say things. And if you don't got your mind right and prepared to be able to handle it the right way, you will handle things emotionally. Somebody can mix any words you said wrong. You can be like, Yeah, I don't understand how people out there messing with kids going around like, hey, I want to touch a 3-year-old, and they'll only clip the part where you're saying, I want to touch a 3-year-old, and they're, oh my God, he wants to touch 3-year-olds. And now it's like you have to make sure you're showing the whole clip, letting people know what it really was. You have to before perception is coming to take things over. It's crazy how this world is. So you really got to be mentally prepared for it.
You ain't lying, bro. You definitely do. You got to be careful everything you say, don't say, everything you do, don't do. I mean, it definitely is a lot more to it than just stepping to a mic.
Yeah. So you out there in Detroit? You out there in Detroit now?
No, I'm not in Detroit right now. I'm out in Minneapolis.
That famous hat he's wearing.
Yeah, this is my hat, bro. I love this hat though.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I go back and visit family and stuff. You know what I mean? So I had to go visit mom and all that. You know,
you rocking with the Pistons?
Oh yeah. You
These
already
boys, boys this year. You feel me? These boys got an opportunity to win it all this year. How you think it's looking for them?
Man, looking pretty good. You know, I see that. Well, I was watching the playoffs, and I'm like, yo, let's go. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, they're a great team, bro. They always have been. You know, so I love to see my hometown. You know, goes off and wins something, bro. Man, the Lions, bro, like they were doing really good in football, and it's like, dang, man, they get like right there, bro.
Yeah.
They just, I'm like, at least they made it to the playoffs this year. You know, when's the last time they've done that?
Straight up, man. Well, I'm dealing with the hurt. You know, I'm in my, it's my Miami Heat and my Miami Dolphins. Both of them are hot garbage right now.
Oh, so you feel the pain, bro. I feel you, man.
Are you from Miami?
I always liked the Miami Dolphins as a football team too, bro. You know, you ever see that movie Little Nicky?
Florida, yeah, I'm from South Florida. So specifically West Palm Beach, but Miami is about 40 minutes away. So that's the those teams.
That's the new Atlanta. It's blowing up.
Yeah,
it's blowing up.
Facts.
Yeah, it's blowing up.
You ever see that movie Little Nicky though?
Yeah, I'm right.
So there was that scene where Dan Marino, who was going to talk to the devil, bro, he said, yo, come on, just let me win one too, bro. He's like, nah. He's like, come on, you did it for Davis. He's like, yeah, but he's already coming here anyway. That's one of my favorite movies, bro.
Gotta love the comedy, dog, for real. Ninja, bro, we've been getting a whole lot of the Hare Trigga. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. So we know you.
All right, let's switch the conversation.
Yes,
I like to say I talk a little bit more about Hare Trigga. He is the writer of the WASPS comic book. So we put this thing together. So we have the WASPS comic book you can find on MagCloud. And $1. Also, we were talking about like giving back. This is what we do. We take $1 out of every sale and give to the Wu-Tang. It's for the Children Foundation.
Let's go.
So yeah.
That's fire.
This issue that's behind me is called the Power Edition. It's the 3rd issue, and it's dedicated to Power, Oliver Grant, who passed away unfortunately on February 23rd. A month later, we dropped this on March 23rd.
Man,
on MagCloud, and we dropped 3 issues at once, which we'll do again. We got 3 more issues. We're going to drop them all at once here in about a month, I think.
That's so dope. And we connected now, so please make sure you send me them links so I can also, push it out, promote it. You know what I mean? That's huge. What was the idea behind creating the comic books?
Oh, after Hare Trigga introduced me to Solomon Childs, we did a couple of tracks together. I went to the studio, and in the beginning of the year, I took a trip up to New York to meet with him. and film the music video that showed on Realist TV that you played.
Yeah,
I really appreciated that. And we sat in the car and talked, just chopped it up. And he basically was like, I love this. You know, he's talking about the connection that him and I have, like, with this music. He was like, he said, I said, what do you mean? He was like, well, you know, I'm like Danny Glover and you're like Mel Gibson. He was like, and I was like, really? He's trying to tell me, like, but he's basically what he says, like, you know, the people, they want to hear a story. When they look at us, they're gonna want to know a story. What's the story behind this?
Yeah,
we gotta show them something big. And I'm like, and I'm thinking that's what I'm getting what he's saying, you know what I'm saying? And so when I got home, I just kept thinking storyline. And who knows more about the Wasp than Solomon Childs and Hare Trigga, who created the Wasp, the Killer Bee Wasp. So we just call it the Wasp, and Hare Trigga was the perfect writer for the Wasp. He's written most of it.
I'm like, bro, I've been writing comics since like 7th grade, dude. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, bro. Like, dude, I used to have me a little comic strip and everything, and everybody would loved it, dude.
Bro,
and he's
same,
like,
bro.
yeah, bro, I could play some cool stuff, dude.
Bro, you and I got a lot of similarities because when I first started rapping, it was the same thing. I'm at a park rapping something for my mom. I ain't never do it before, and before you know it, everybody in the park is surrounded and wanting to hear it. So that's the similarity there. Also, when I was in school, that was one of the things I did. I created comic scripts, but I would do different scripts, but use characters of like my friends in school as characters in the in the story in the book and give them away. So that's really dope. That's real dope.
That's good. That is what's up, bro. We're gonna have to jump on a song sometime, bro. Blaze Hunter.
Bro. I am 1,000,000% down, bro. You feel me?
Let's do a whole cipher. Let's get him on a cipher with us.
Straight up,
we do bring him in the Killer Bee Wasp.
Or anytime I can get on the track with people who really appreciate spitting bars, bro, I'm down.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah, man. Like, we need people like you, man. Like, in this world, you know what I mean? Like, that's what this is about, bro. It's uniting forces, bro. Powerhouse. You feel me?
Yes, bro. It's insane.
That's how we swarm, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. It's insane how many people want to freaking want to battle each other and keep each other down. Oh, there's only room at the top for one. Nah, bro, there's room at the top for all of us. You know what I'm saying? I always say
people are worried about one seat at a table, bro. I'm busy building a table and creating seats.
Facts, bro.
That's the CEO mindset versus a small mind.
Bro, for real. It's like man, it's just I love the mindset, that CEO mindset. Same with me. I started my company in 2020. Before that, I was director of music for Universal Music. And when I was there, I'm thinking once I got in, I'm like, all right, I know a lot of independent artists, been doing this since 2003. I'm about to create some, opportunity for people. But once I got there, I realized Universal Music just wanted to keep that glass ceiling there. They wanted to keep that glass ceiling there. And once I started noticing all the different things, how I thought everything was one way, but being in the system, you get to see how the system was rigged, So I just learned everything I needed to learn. Once I got out, started my own thing, because I'm like, all right, I'm getting at that point. I'm in my 30s now, and I'm like, I need to make opportunity for a lot of up and coming talent who don't know a lot of the things, who haven't been some of the things that I've been through, and just create that type of opportunity. So I started my company, Knife Wonder Music. I started my radio station, Blaze It Up Radio, royalty paying radio station. You feel me? Make sure that they got opportunity to be listened to and heard. Yes, sir. Started my TV network, Knife Wonder TV. Started doing.
440, bro.
Yeah, bro. Bro, everybody been telling me, everybody been like, happy birthday all freaking day today. Every 420 is like that because my name is Blaze. I'm like, yo, I said, I said, yes, my name is Blaze, but I don't smoke. They don't care. They're like, blaze it up. They don't. Nobody believe me either. Dreads, your name is Blaze. Your station is Blaze It Up. Like, come on, bro. I'm like, I promise, but they don't believe me. It is what it is.
You know something though. Even though you don't do it, like I want to say one good thing about marijuana. Like it's safer than any pharmaceutical out there approved by the FDA, bro.
Man,
it's real talk.
Bro, what's crazy is it's even though I don't smoke, I've been working along with a few companies that are pushing it for a lot of different reasons. Like a lot of people just want to do it just to do it, but there's so many recreational advantages and things that marijuana possess. And one shout out to an old partner of mine who was heavy into it, and I learned so much. Like I'm thinking, oh, it ain't just about just smoking and just getting high for no reason. There's a lot of a lot of benefits for athletes, a lot of benefits for people who I live with lupus and myositis. So sometimes I have the body aches. So there are ways where it helps people like me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I learned that there's a whole lot that meets the eye when it comes to the marijuana industry for real.
Think about oil, bro. Like right now, like we're kind of in a crisis with oil for like gasoline and stuff, bro. Hemp actually can make that pennies on the dollar.
That's crazy.
It is really crazy. So I mean, it's a $1 billion gold mine, if not trillions, bro. If they did it right.
Facts, big facts. But the powers that be. All right, I ain't gonna let this say. I let the Kim Possible slide the first time. We ain't letting the Kim Possible. I'm willing to bet that that's Ninja's ring. So that's you, ain't it?
No, it's actually my old lady's, bro. Yeah, it is. And normally her phone, is either on silent or do not disturb. Which is kind of funny that it just went off. You should let the kid slide one time, bro. Yeah.
It's so funny that the first time it went off, Ninja went to like look at his phone, so I'm like, it had to be him.
I know, I'm waiting.
Again, you didn't even react either time. So I'm like, yeah, gotta be Ninja.
Yeah. Well, it went off first time. I'm like, all right, it shouldn't go off twice. Went off again. I'm like, all right, time to silence this,
That's hilarious.
Yes. Normally I'm prepared more for that. But like I said, time zone differences when Ninja, he's on right now. I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize that. I thought they still had a little bit of time,
Yeah, well, I know
that sent me the link and stuff.
I'm an hour before y'all. I didn't realize that we weren't all in the same time zone. So I know that was a bit of a miscommunication, but whatever. We here and you know what I'm saying, and it's dope.
Now, bro, and that's all that matters. Yes, sir. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So while we talking Solomon, one thing we know, if both of y'all worked with, a lot of major names across different movements. Obviously, the Wu-Tang affiliation, you know what I'm saying? But TPGC, Midwest, East Coast, when you walk into those rooms, is there ever pressure like or is it always like I earned the seat at the table? And when you're around any of those rooms or any heavy hitter.
You want to know something, bro? I ain't gonna lie to you. I still feel that way if I walk in the presence of Solomon, like right now, if Solomon was coming here, I would feel that pressure. But I also know that like him and I are homies, so like I know I seen it, but it's that dude. I would never want to outshine him. You feel me? Like my devotion is to uplift that man as much as I can, bro. Because without him, I wouldn't be me. You feel me? Like it's kind of like Eminem with Dr. Dre, right? Bro, every song is all about Dre, dot, 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 dot. And it's like, that's real. That's real, bro. Because he knows he don't forget where he came from, even though today he's arguably more popular than Dr. Dre, or at least up there with him. Where at one time, nobody knew who he was. And he don't ever forget that.
Exactly.
And that right there is what makes me respect Eminem, man. As not only an MC, but as a personal father, like all that, bro. Like he's a good person, good, well-rounded person. You know, been through the struggle. You know, but you know, he definitely doesn't forget that. You know, to pay that homage, bro. So I would never want to do anything that would ever disrespect Wu-Tang or disrespect Solomon in any way, bro.
Come on.
So if I was to do that, you know, not thinking or something, I would be like, man, I don't know if I could forgive myself, bro. Real talk. You know, I was raised up, bro, that you never outshine the master, bro.
Come
like,
on.
You know what I'm saying? Like you give them their red carpet, bro. That's what it's about. You know, you look at like Darth Vader, right? You know, as bad as he was, bro, he still knelt before his master, bro, and he still was humble. You know, that's what made him a successful villain, bro. You know what I mean?
Big fact.
You know what I mean? Like he knew he had it, bro. And like it's true though. I grew up seeing my dad do that. And I'm like, Dad, why do you always do that? You always act like you're nothing. And in these other people's eyes. And really, you're the coach. You're the one, like, you know what I mean? That made my brother a champion. You're the one that deserves that credit. He said, how do you think I got in the position to be able to become me? Because of them. And he's like, and I can never forget that.
Man.
That was a good lesson, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's one of the dopest things to have is a good face card and like, you know, a really good reputation. Like it's so amazing. Like shout out to Solomon just to be able to have that to where he's not here, but he got you know, people that will be like, no, there's a reverence and a respect level. Not that, oh, we bow down to you, old master, but it's
right
for the things he's done in that respect level. You know what I'm saying? So when it's all said and done, let's talk legacy type conversation. What do you want your name to mean when you're not in the room anymore?
Right. And I do. I know that people do speak very highly of me in rooms I'm not in. It comes back, you know, people are like, bro, I heard about you from this dude because somebody said something about you that was a little bit off, but no, dude, everybody had your back and da 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 da, and they, you know, verified you really are who you are. You work with who you work with, man. It's an honor to meet you.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that is really cool. Thank you. You know, well, how'd you get started? Right away. Solomon Childs, bro. Real talk. First name out of my mouth, second name out of my mouth, OG Dubmac. In that order, bro, because, you know, both of them, bro, you know, brought me into something that's huge, way bigger than myself. And where would I be without either one of them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just somebody, you'd scroll past, but you wouldn't look up on Google and study before interviewing and find all this stuff out. You know what I mean? I wouldn't even be on a database like that.
Facts.
You know, which I do appreciate that you took your time to research me and you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. What's crazy is I've been doing this so long and coming up in the industry, but that first part of my life and coming up in the industry, everything was I wasn't per se in underground. I didn't focus on the underground. It was more I'm trying to make mainstream. I'm you know, I'm a writer and producer. I've been in a whole lot of different rooms, but it was trying to do what that mainstream was, you know. And then I got to join Universal Music, and then I got to learn what's really going on. And then that made me take a step back. And then I started focusing more. Then I learned more and more about the underground. Then I met freaking LB Sickton, who, you know, he's heavy dealing, you know, with different, you know, have different artists that's on the underground from freaking, I'm talking about deep underground, talking about horrorcore, freaking, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, the Juggalos, like, so it just introduced me to a whole different world of different people. Then I start paying attention to Stevie Stone and freaking, you know what I'm saying, Hobson, and then then of course a few of my homies had some Wu-Tang affiliations. I'm like, Wu-Tang still doing? It's like, bro, are you serious? And then start putting me on, and I was just like, all right. And it just started opening my eyes more. And then when I did the Real List TV, the episode, and I hosted it, and I'm like, yo, it don't make no sense. These type of bangers that still being created. So once I got hit up about the interview, oh man, I'm like, all right, I need to make sure that you get the proper flowers, you get the proper shine. It's not going to be one of them interviews where we just talking about the same old. Oh yeah, so when did you get started? And the basic questions. I really wanted it to be a true conversation. You know what I'm saying? So it was really.
I appreciate it.
An honor, bro.
It's probably one of the coolest interviews I've ever had.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're definitely a great host.
Oh, there it is.
Yo.
Hey, look, man. It felt like you was here the whole time, honestly.
Oh, nice.
Child in the building.
All the flowers you was getting, you know what I mean?
Solomon Child.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Solomon Childs entered the dope bar. How you feeling, my man?
I'm all right, King. What's going down?
Man, we over here vibing. The show is called Welcome to the Dope Bar, so I always want these vibes to be like when people get to the bar and they just spitting and parlaying. That's pretty much what we doing. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Yeah, man. I got to catch up with Hare Trigga and Ninja. They let me know a lot of the things that's been going on with WASPS and all the things y'all doing. You feel me?
Right.
So I mean, I want to dive right into you real quick. I'm like, so, well, you done dropped like 30 projects. You feel me? I was like, I didn't realize you have done so much. Like I was telling them literally right before you came in, I spent a whole lot of time in my earlier years really focused on mainstream and that type. I didn't know too much about the underground. Even though I was an independent artist trying to come up, I didn't know too much about the underground until I worked for Universal Music, found out all the BS that went on, and then I started paying attention. You know what I'm saying? Then being involved, learning different things. I learned about you, learned that Wu-Tang was still doing things. I learned a lot of different things. So of course, when I knew I was getting this opportunity to interview y'all boys, I wanted to make sure that y'all got the proper flowers, and I did a lot of research. So when I'm researching and I find out 30 plus projects, that's a lot of projects, bro. You feel me? Like, what's the mindset that keep you locked in year after year to create banger after banger after banger after banger after banger?
I mean, honestly, for me, I love music, so I don't look at it like trying to stay relevant or pushing for a plateau that I may have not gotten to yet. I don't look at it like that. I just look at it like I'm inspired. So I may have heard something that inspired me, that made me say, oh, I love this song. And then it basically just goes from there. So now I'm inspired. So that makes me say, well, you know what? Let me go reach out to one of my producers, get a track, and do music. Yeah. I have so many producers that are amazing producers. And it's just like, at the drop of a dime, they're like, yo, bro, I got 10 new beats for you. I got 5 new beats for you. And they'll be like, they may say something like, yo, pick the one you like the most. And then, we'll take it from there. But then what ends up happening is that they may send 5. And I'll say, okay, I'll tell them that. But then I'll go in the studio and I'll do all 5. And then send it back to them. And they'll get the fuck out of here, bro. You did all 5? I'm like, yeah, man, I love it,
That's amazing, bro. What I've been hearing, like outside of just talking about how dope the tracks you've done, what I've been learning, especially over this conversation, is how one of the best parts about you is the opportunities that you have given to other people, for other people to be able to eat in this game, to do what they love. When did it click for you when you started when it started out to be like, when you're making music, you want to make a name for yourself. When did it get to that point to where it was like, I'm gonna help other people along the way? Was that always there, or did you have to get to that place at some point?
It was always there. It was always there because I think it comes up from my upbringing and me just not being cool with the bully. You know, one thing I hate the most, more than anything, is a bully.
Yeah.
You know, because a bully is a person that takes advantage of a person that they know that they can take advantage of.
Facts.
A bully would never bully another bully.
Facts.
Feel me? So
yep.
So since that was always my mentality, I never had a problem with the artists who didn't sound like Nas.
Yeah.
Or, his delivery wasn't like Nas. Or he didn't have a grungy, amazing voice like God Bless DMX.
Yeah.
Or he wasn't like, he didn't have rhythm. He didn't have rhythm like an ODB, God rest his soul, So I didn't look at it like, oh, well, I'm not going to do a song with you unless you have these criteria in your music. I looked at it like, you know what? Hip hop is a form of expression. And the way you express it is how you express it. I'm just teaming up with you. We're collaborating together. So we don't need to both sound similar. You have to be you. And I think that the most perfect example for those kind of scenarios are songs like the one me and Ninja got, Problems.
Yeah.
Because Ninja, his flow, he's a very modest kid, you know what I mean? But his flow is so phenomenal on the song that it helped me come with the bars that I came with.
That's dope.
I appreciate
that, man. That's real, bro. And what's not surprising about everything you just said is these are all the things that they've been already saying about you when you weren't even in the room. You know what I'm saying? So that's just amazing. Like just the genuine smile that was just on Ninja's face. Like, hey, I appreciate that. That's real. Like that's big compliments right there. You know what I'm saying? And I love that, bro. I love that because you don't really get that mindset from people in this industry at all. You really don't. That mindset is rare.
I love what he said when we interviewed him recently on Ninja Hits podcast. Behind me, we have Ninja Hits podcast every Friday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yes,
and he, on that podcast we had a couple of weeks ago, he was like, that song Problems makes me want to rob a bank. I was just like, what? Makes you want to just put a ski mask on and just hop into a bank. I told my girlfriend that, she just laughed.
A lot of people tell me that they want to go drive fast. You know what I mean? Like want to break the law. Yeah, real.
But what it came down to, it wasn't my energy that so much as what I put into this track that came from Kalo. It was Kevin Rames, who was Tupac's producer.
Yeah,
he produced the last 3 albums for Tupac, also produced for Nas and Biggie Smalls, and bringing him in as a producer on this track was fire. It was literally, he has fire beats.
Yeah,
and the track right here was nothing less. And thanks to Kalo how I sounded.
Yeah, that's really dope, bro. Man.
Also, I like to say, like, we had featured Solomon on the cover of Ninja Hits magazine. We also have a magazine.
Yes,
you
sir.
Check it out at www.ninjahitsmagazine.com.
Yes, sir. Y'all definitely check it out. one of the other owners of Ninja Hit Magazine, has been, I do on Tuesdays and Thursdays on TikTok, do a music showcase. It's a review show, but I call it the Blaze It Up Music Showcase. And he's been in there. And one thing that I was telling these artists was like, he's in there saying, get at me, let's connect. A lot of these artists aren't jumping, to the bit to do a lot of stuff because they don't really understand the power of magazine. Like, talk real quick about the power of being in a magazine, putting that magazine out in that form of promotion.
Well, there's a lot of power to it because you're doing your own marketing. And I took marketing like Hare Trigga took Full Sail. I went into music marketing. I took music marketing into one. I took this course in a 2.0, which I'm about to go into 3.0 because I really want to teach it to. But the marketing itself that is amazing when it comes to magazine, because magazines are you still have magazines.
Exactly.
People still read magazines to find good artists. Yep. And my idea for Ninja Hits magazine was to make it a magazine for the underdogs.
Yes.
It literally is me. I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm the underdog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Staten Island. Those are the underdogs. You know what I'm saying? Compared to big New York. We got K Davis, the Hitman, on the cover. Even Kalo, Tupac's producer. He's been overshadowed by Tupac. He's tired. He's been more of a producer. He's more of a just Tupac's producer. He's been a lot of people's producer.
Yeah.
So like the whole idea of the underdog coming up and just building an empire with it, and that's where the whole idea just I was just like, we're either gonna go big or go home.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing to lose, everything in the game.
Man.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
So get fed, man, and why not bet on yourself,
Exactly.
And I speak on that in one of my songs. I bet on myself for every time that I had nobody else, bro. You know what I mean? That's what keeps my hunger alive with music. There is that mindset,
Yeah. If you could sit down, this is a question for both of you. You can sit down with your younger self. I'm talking about the one that's grinding, whether you're selling CDs before school, going through all the things that life come up with. What's the one thing you would tell him that would change everything? I'm talking about right when y'all first started in this. What would you tell that version of yourself today?
I would like to start. I actually would take a screenshot of what Google has to say about me, and I would show it to my younger self and say, "Hey,
let's go."
I would actually say to my younger self, slow down a little bit. You don't have to do everything. And I tend to do that. I tend to get too many coals in the fire sometimes. And a lot of this, even the series we're bringing back, the WWC Off the Grid, we're going to bring it back the end of this year. It's kind of like a big snowball in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I've done in the past is kind of coming back.
Yeah.
And I'm going viral because of
we're on a similar journey. We're on a similar journey, bro. We're literally on a similar journey. There's a lot of different things I had to the review show, my morning show. There was things that I had to slow down because I just assumed that it would work out the way that it was supposed to work. I was doing too many things too fast, and you don't pay attention to the people that you got around you. Not everybody is solid. Not everybody are, not even if they're not solid, there are not a lot of people who are built for this life and this grind. And instead of them being real about it and saying, no, I can't do this, they don't want to let you down. So they're making themselves uncomfortable and they're obligated, and and now it's, what I'm saying? And those are a lot of things you learn along the way. So I feel you on that way more than and I want people to understand, like, don't just think because you see someone doing a whole bunch of things that, they must really we're human at the end of the day, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're human, and understand that we're doing a whole lot because we're building stuff for y'all. You know what I mean? Like what y'all doing with Ninja Hits, the podcast, the magazine, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate so much being able to have the hosting gig to do Realist TV. You feel me? Because that's now my audience that are coming out getting to learn about, you know, the underground and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's all about to me. So that's freaking dope.
That's what's up. Well, I love this podcast. I thought, honestly, I didn't know you had this one. This is actually your own
yes,
podcast.
Sir.
And like you just came out with Ninth Wonder TV, which that is dope. But it's also, man, you're like co-owner to Signature Series Network, so you kind of understand like.
Well, that's the thing. So Ninth Wonder TV was born because being the owner of Signature Series Network, we decided, because he wanted to go a different direction with Signature. He wanted to go more media based with Signature Series Network, and not so much artists and not so much, you know, entertainers. I got a heart for artists and entertainers, so we decided to.
That's why I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah. So instead of renewing,
one to know one, right, bro?
Yeah. Come on, bro. Come on. So instead of renewing that deal, we just let it die. We shook hands, went our separate ways. All love still, you know. And I'm like, I launched Ninth Wonder TV because I'm like, I got to keep it going, you know. Yeah. So here birthed Ninth Wonder TV, and it's full steam ahead.
That's dope.
There you go. That's what's up, man. Congratulations to you on all your success with it, bro.
Yes, man. I always say once we all had a good vibe at the dope bar. We're all family now, so we definitely doing that cipher. You feel me? We definitely doing that cipher.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, sir.
Let's go, bro.
You guys, look, man. I appreciate y'all for stopping by, vibing with your boy. Definitely shout out to Solomon Childs. All he needed was a minute. You feel me? All he needed was a minute. It did what it needed to do.
He's a busy man. I put it that way,
bro. Trust me, I feel it. I feel him, and I feel it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, everybody that's watching, the ones that watch live in the chat, we definitely appreciate y'all. Hope y'all guys learn from it. Make sure that you are following Ninja Hits podcast. You're following freaking Solomon Childs. You're following freaking the Hare Trigga. You getting to know them. You getting to understand the music and their vibes and what they're about. You heard what it's about, so definitely go listen to the music and appreciate it. You can catch this episode live on Ninth Wonder TV. You feel me? You also can watch the replay on YouTube. You know what I mean? We love and we appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. You know I'm gonna have a great rest of mine. We appreciate y'all, man. This has been Welcome to the Dope Bar. This is Ninja, Solomon Childs, and the Hare Trigga. We out this beast. Yeah.